Welcome back to Softcore History, ladies and gentlemen.
It's been a long time. No, it hasn't.
I don't know how to podcast.
No, it hasn't for the audience. But for us, it's been weeks.
We haven't missed.
We haven't.
But I haven't been in the studio in at least 2 weeks.
I'm fucking cold. This is like having a bye in the MLB playoffs, right? Ice cold. Bats have gone cold.
Maybe the college football playoff.
Maybe the college football playoff too. Yeah, just ice fucking cold. So this is gonna be a horrible show.
It could be.
Yeah, this is gonna be just a mess. And Dan came in and was like, "We're gonna have to do a lot of gabbing today." I didn't ride a lot.
I just drove 30 hours from Pennsylvania
to avoid a winter storm.
Yeah, had to leave early. It's all good. I feel excited for this year. I feel excited for where this show's going, the direction.
This is going to be the year of softcore history. Now, we were wrong about that in 23 and 24, but
third time's a charm. Yeah. Surely we can't be wrong again.
We had no illusions in 22.
No.
Head square.
22, we accepted our fate.
Yeah, head square on our shoulders in 22 and 21.
And we blame Jake for 22.
Jake was behind the scenes. The vibe with Jake was really bad.
Yeah.
Jake, if you're listening.
We haven't really talked about that publicly, but he was kind of a diva.
Oh, boy.
Came in, demanded that we had like charcuterie boards every podcast.
Always with the charcuterie boards. And then he'd make us try his sourdough and be like, try it with the jam I made you buy. And I was like, with the salami? He's like, no, not the salami. The fucking prosciutto. With jam? With peach jam. You want to put salami. I mean, it was just.
It's a salty sweet thing that he really pushed.
Over the top. And then when the oyster thing started, the oyster every week, I actually had Vibrio.
Yeah.
For a while.
I got mercury poisoning, actually.
Yeah, he would just. At one point, he pinned me down and just started funneling oysters into my mouth.
Shell included.
Yeah, it was bad. That was the worst BM of my life.
Yeah, so.
There's just a reef in my toilet.
You know, we don't want to rehash any issues we've had with Jake. We're on to bigger and better things. Me and Rob Fox. 2025. It's going to be our year.
Hell yeah.
And
but also, this is evergreen, so maybe it's 2027.
Yeah. But if you're listening to this in 2 or 3 years, just know we made it big.
This was the year. Or we're dead.
There's no in between.
There really isn't.
But with that said, I think with the new year, we kind of need to go back to our foundation.
You got a weirdo for me today?
We need to go back to our basics. Yes, the weirdos.
All right.
That's what this podcast was built on. And also us just talking about and kind of riding for the Pope.
Yes, that was the other thing I was going to say was Catholicism.
Mm-hmm.
Weirdos and Catholicism.
This episode combines both.
Oh, that's the two of our like strongest pillars. Weirdos, Catholicism. Used to be Judaism. Now I feel a little bad doing Jewish stuff because our blanket is not here. Like, no, it's cool. The one Jew's laughing at it. It's like if a podcast makes really fucking racist jokes, but there's one black guy on it who thinks it's cool.
You just point to him.
Yeah, then it doesn't matter if it's actually like a horrible thing. Now, one black guy's laughing, so.
The 1% Portuguese Jew inside of me isn't enough. It's not enough.
Not enough. It's not enough.
It's kind of like Elizabeth Warren saying she's Native American.
Right. Yeah, you basically just like it's an old family story that you're 1% Portuguese Jewish.
Although with the beard and the hair now, I do definitely appear more Portuguese.
Yeah,
like
not more Jewish.
Jewish are hairy people.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah.
But
just working the docks. Maybe.
But it's bad. It's bad body hair. You have good
navigating
body.
the seas.
Yeah, it's good body. You have good body hair. I've seen bad Jewish body hair.
I'm starting to get some hair on my back now, and it's concerning.
See, that's the one good thing. Like, my metabolism has left me at this point, so the one good thing I still have going for me is that I'm relatively hairless.
That's not a good thing.
Chest and back, no hair.
You should get jacked then, and just start oiling up.
Yeah, I know. I should. 2025.
Start competing.
It's the year of me getting jacked.
I actually haven't lifted that much in the last couple weeks.
I'm sure you're a twink now.
I know, I am. I've actually lost weight. I'm like down to 220 now.
Oof. Twink, yeah.
Sad. Although everyone was saying I was getting fat.
You probably were over the break. Oh, you mean like, on this show?
On the show, yeah.
People look at you. Well, the camera doesn't do you justice.
It doesn't. I should pop top more often.
You should pop top more often.
For my birthday this May.
That's all I'm going to say whenever anyone talks about gains on any show that I'm on this or producing. It's just like, pop top. Shut up and pop top.
Yeah.
Pop top. I don't want to hear it. I want to see it. Pop
Although
top.
if you're bragging about your gains and kind of your lifting regimen, and your diet, you typically don't lift. Because if you do lift, you have body dysmorphia.
Yeah. We've gone over this many times. Body dysmorphia is what fuels.
That's a true meathead. Nobody's ever satisfied with their body if they actually lift.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I agree with
You
that.
are forever small.
That's why I don't lift. I'm satisfied with my body.
Yeah. And it surprises me all the time. You're just taking photos with your wife and your kids at the beach. I'm like, what the fuck, Rob?
I'm lifting kids.
You're lifting kids.
I lift the
You're probably eating like 1,000 calories a day.
I really only eat like 1,500 calories a day. Yeah.
That's insane.
Well, then I slap on another 1,000 from alcohol.
Yeah. So, yeah, you can do that, though.
Yeah.
Right. You're like, oh, I drink all the time, every day, but I'm hitting my macros.
I really seriously. I don't eat. I try to eat minimally because I know that I don't move a lot necessarily.
You know what I've realized over the break? Alcohol-free beer is really in. I've been seeing nothing but ads for like all these athletic,
dude,
alcohol-free beers.
I
don't understand.
So
it.
here's the thing too that's fucked up. They're good dupes because I was at a Christmas party over break, and all that was in the cooler was Bud Light, Miller Lite, and then I was like, I don't know if I want one of these. So I found an IPA, and I was like, all right, I'll do this IPA, and I drank it, and I was like, fuck, this is clean. This is fucking good. This is
like water.
A bright, crisp IPA. And then I look at the can after I finish it, and it said 45 calories. I was like, how the fuck is that possible?
Yeah.
And then I saw the non-alcoholic, and I was like, oh, god damn it.
You want to crush 12 of those before your workout, carb load.
You know that's what the German Olympians do. They drink that to recover. They drink non-alcoholic beer.
Okay.
That's a true thing. I don't know what kind of non-alcoholic beer. But anyway, it was good, though. Like, it was, I'm not going to drink them regularly, but it did taste good.
Back to what today's episode's about, though. It's a demon from hell disguised as a priest sitting on the chair of St. Peter. This is how many of his peers described him.
Pope Francis?
It's not Pope Francis.
Okay. I think that's how many Catholics currently describe the Pope.
Yes. I think that was a big thing when he was elected.
Which, by the way, loyalty.
Is it because he's a Jesuit?
Yeah, the Jesuits have always been kind of annoying
because they're chill.
Yeah, they're like the lib Catholics, the
hippie Catholics.
Keep in mind, liberal Catholic is still birth control is bad. Only use condom, do not get AIDS, and gay people go to hell. But
be nice.
Don't throw rocks at them. Don't throw a rock at the homosexual.
He's the cool Pope. He was a bouncer. Yeah,
it's like,
and he likes big booty hoes on Instagram.
It's so funny.
Dude, I remember, so like when I did TFM,
and he still, by the way, hates abortion.
When I did TFM Girls, there was like a girl that would always hit me up, and then she like to be posted on the site and on the Instagram.
Yeah,
and then one day, the Pope liked her Instagram. Just a big booty hoe
by Pontifex. Yeah.
So I mean, shouts to her, shouts to the Pope. But today we're actually going to talk about a Pope that wasn't as cool.
Okay. I mean,
in fact, we're talking about the young Pope.
Oh.
The youngest
There
Pope.
were some young popes.
This was the youngest Pope.
Okay.
On record.
Hell yeah. Let's go.
So, Theophylactus was born in the outskirts of the city of Rome in 1012.
Okay.
The son of a wealthy count and the nephew of two previous popes.
What was the... you probably don't know this because I don't know this off the top of my head. But, like, there was, like, a... Like, the popes were, like, only Italian for, like, a millennia or something like that.
I think it was his family.
Okay.
So I think maybe not a millennia,
but it was like
a couple decades,
centuries. No, it was like centuries where before there was a non-Italian pope. And then I think Pope Francis is the first non-European pope.
He's the first South American pope.
He's definitely the first Western Hemisphere pope. I think he's the first. Well, where else would they be from? There's never been a Chinese pope.
You're going to fucking have a Canadian pope?
Fuck that.
We do need an American pope, though.
Yes, I agree. They'll never do
Just
that.
a guy from Boston. Boston Pope.
Yeah. Hey, this Ukraine war is wicked bad. We need peace in this in the world.
Take the body of Christ. Put it in your mouth.
A Boston accent on the fucking throne of St. Peter would be so great.
He just sounds like JFK.
Yeah. I don't know. I wish I could do a better JFK. I can only.
It seems like an easy accent for you to do. You're really good at accents, and you're tripping up with JFK.
I do not.
Yeah, have faith in yourself.
Yeah, maybe I'll try it sometime.
Just like Boston Pope.
I got another Jimmy Stewart sketch coming up. I'm gonna finish writing it tomorrow. I'll be out on the Patreon this month. I'm trying to do a sketch a month this year. But yeah. We'll see if I can maybe work on my JFK and get a JFK sketch in there at some point.
Just say the word tabernacle in a JFK accent.
Tabernacle.
Tabernacle.
Get the host from the tabernacle.
What was your role as an altar boy? Did you ring the bells?
Everything.
Okay.
Everything.
You held the incense.
All of it. Yeah, I did the incense. I mean, that's not every time though. That's just
No, it's funerals.
Yeah.
Bigger masses.
I've incense, cross, torch, bells, lighting the candles, holding the book for the fucking priest to read. Oh yeah, everything.
How liberal were you with the bells? Did you go long? Did you make the priest work for it?
You know, sometimes I felt spicy, and I would do.
Because he has to wait for you to stop. So if you can kind of hold up mass.
I can.
Or you can go really short. Just ding, ding. Like, work for it, bro.
Usually my knees were killing me by that point. Take that however you want. Because you're kneeling, or at least at our church, you were kneeling when you did the bells.
Yeah, I would always kind of sit back, though, while I kneeled.
Sit
had
on
my
your feet.
ass.
Yeah.
No, I just had my ass on something.
Okay. If you see weak ass now when I see altar boys, they're not kneeling as much anymore.
I was a fat child. I didn't
fucking
have a strong core.
I was a skinny child, so I had trouble holding the book. Like the book was like half my weight. I was just like, ugh. If it was an old guy who couldn't fucking read, God, that was hell.
So Theophylactus, his two uncles were Benedict VIII and John the 19th.
Family business.
Due to nepotism and bribery running rampant in the papal state back then, Theo became the youngest pope ever in 1032 at the age of 20.
Good Lord.
Some records say he was as young as 12. That is bullshit. He was born in 1012.
Okay.
Do math.
Well,
He was 20.
Okay, but they were just some people claiming that they fudged the records.
I don't know, man. There's like a monk that's trying to claim he was younger than he was. He was not 12. He was 20.
But was that monk trying to gas him up? Like he was so holy he became pope at 12?
No.
The same way, the funniest thing. So
Nobody ever rides for this man.
Okay.
So this is Benedict IX.
Okay, so there's, you know the story about how Muhammad like married and obviously fucked like a 9-year-old or something like that.
Apparently, that's supposed to show that he's so holy that he protected his child wife and did not, enter her until she was like 12.
They like kept lowering the age to make him sound holier. Like it's bullshit. She was not that young according to all available scholarly things or whatever. But
It was supposed to show that he was taking care of a
They were
young
lying.
child.
They're like, yeah, look how holy he is. He married a 9-year-old. And they're like, I heard he was 8. I heard she was 8 maybe. It's like, oh, maybe. I don't know. He's pretty holy guy. But so like when people dunk on Muhammad for being like a perv or whatever, just know that particular thing is completely fabricated by people after his death to make him sound better somehow.
They didn't have the scope of current day.
Can't
realize how it was going to be
Can't project
perceived.
our standards onto them.
No. Also, great general. Napoleon's favorite.
Napoleon's favorite general.
Like any 20-something whose dad buys him an election for a papal seat, he takes the position he is totally unqualified for and uses his power for good.
Oh, all right.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Nah, absolutely not.
Yeah.
No. By that, I mean he spends his entire first reign, yes, first reign, because he actually had 3.
Okay.
Actually, like 3.5.
Okay. Well, so did it end with the half the last one?
No.
Okay.
The half is kind of like in the first reign.
Okay.
And we'll get to that. But he spends his entire first reign fucking male prostitutes, hosting orgies with men and animals, and turning the Vatican into a male brothel.
Now, is this like propaganda?
No, he is often credited as the first openly gay pope.
Look at that.
Yes, queen.
Yes. I mean, could do without the orgies. And the
How about the
animals.
bestiality?
That too. I was getting to it. Maybe just, settle down with a nice man and call it a day.
Just one at a time.
But you know what?
Bring in the farm animals.
There's this great. I don't know his name, but I get served his shit on TikTok a lot. It's this fat gay comedian. He's kind of older. He's like in his 40s or 50s, even early 50s, late 40s. I think he used to write for like Punk'd or something. Like he's been in LA forever. But he had a good bit that was like, gay people aren't good at writing. Like gay people are good at writing about love and stuff like that, but not about other gay men because they can't be honest about what being modern gay is like. He was like, basically, just know this. For 2 weeks out of a year, your hairdresser goes to Miami and is a trash can.
A cum dumpster, yes.
Yeah.
No, they're still men, right?
That's the thing.
And when you take women out of the equation, it's male on male, just aggression. And
We're
nothing's stopping
it's
that.
disgusting.
Sex drive off the charts.
Every time I hear about like fucked up gay shit like that, like gay orgies are like, they're like meth fueled orgies. I think they call meth like Tina or something like that. And
like, do you? But also, there are consequences to that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but
that is how diseases spread.
Don't think about that. You know what I mean? You get handed coke at a club by some hot girl, and you're gonna fucking do the coke. Doesn't matter if 20 of your buddies, OD'd on fentanyl in the last year. You're gonna be like, no, chick gave me coke.
What do they typically
and
use? Like, what's it called? PrEP.
PrEP is gay birth control.
Yeah,
it's the stuff that stops you from getting AIDS.
Okay.
Yeah.
You birth the HIV.
Another life form starts living in your body
and tears you apart from the inside.
But I mean, that's right. Like gay guys, and I guess girl on girl sex can't get pregnant, right? So, but women don't really lesbians don't really give each other AIDS.
Yeah, how do lesbians even get disease?
I mean, they can rub herpes on each other and stuff, but
yeah, I guess that's like an outer issue.
But you really need, like, for AIDS, you need to be like penetrated by flesh,
or you just have a dildo
or I
that's
guess
full of chlamydia,
wiener, or a bleeding finger. Yeah, dildo full of chlamydia. I mean, you can get chlamydia just with fluid, but AIDS is hard to get without getting blasted inside of, or I guess a dirty needle inside of you.
Or if you fuck a koala. I believe they have the
they have
koala community is rampant with chlamydia. Yeah, which is crazy. Our boy Benny also liked to dabble with dark magic and pagan books of power. Those in the Vatican claim that they saw him consulting with evil spirits, practicing unnatural rituals with the dead.
All right, I could, deal with the gay stuff, but
pagan as a Catholic? No, thank you.
I mean, he's fucking adults at least, right? To step up.
Well, maybe.
Yeah, probably not.
I bet there's some boys.
Yeah, there's boys.
I mean, they have goats and horses and
certainly
pigs.
Certainly a boy's not going to stop anyone. You're just you're just dicking down a donkey and someone brings in a 9-year-old boy and you're like, oh, whoa! Ruining our good time.
What's the worst animal that Benedict could be fucking during these orgies?
Pigs are gross, dude.
They're more human though, right? I mean, they have at least the brain capacity close to us.
Well, that means it's more aware it's getting raped, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess any sort of...
Maybe they can consent, though.
I guess any sort of bird, if you're fucking a cloaca.
A snake.
I don't even know how that works.
I don't either.
I mean, they have genitals and stuff. I think... I don't know.
But fucking a snake would symbolically be like you're fucking Satan.
Yeah. Sounds like they're letting a snake slide up, though.
That's true. He could go up. Kind of do a Mr. Lemmywinks situation.
Yeah, I think that's probably if they had a snake there. I think pig is probably going to make you fucking feel gross, though. Because pigs just shit down their back. You know what I mean? So, like, it's shit drips over the pussy, and I think it's pretty bad.
Okay.
Pigs are filthy. I would say...
Like a pig in mud.
Yeah, I would say a modern animal that would be disgusting would be like an English bulldog.
Oh, no. He's just choking the entire time.
Yeah, it's just... Yeah, but, I mean, back then, just a pig is going to be about as bad as it gets.
Benny's first reign went on for 12 years and was briefly interrupted during a failed coup in 1036.
Okay.
An assassination attempt by dozens of men carrying rope because swords would have been too obvious into St. Peter's Basilica was thwarted by God of all people.
I mean,
God protected Benedict.
God had seen 1,000 years of the same stuff, and he was like, I'm going to let him cook. I'm gonna see where this goes.
Now, what do I mean by that?
I hope that they all got struck by lightning.
not quite that extreme, but a solar eclipse distracts the would-be assassins,
Oh,
giving
man.
Benny time to escape.
But by that point, they know what it. They know, like, they're scheduled. Like, they know when solar eclipses come. They've got that figured out. I'm pretty sure.
Some people probably.
Yeah, some
Not
people.
everyone.
Yeah. I'm sure there's plenty that are like,
These
Benedetto.
These goons were like, everything's becoming dark. No.
Yeah.
It's a bad sign.
That's fair.
He then went to Holy Roman Emperor Conrad II, who helped him dispose of the opposition and regain the throne. So that's his kind of like half.
Oh, okay. So he kind of got chased off and then had to come back.
Briefly.
Yeah. But there was never like an anti-pope.
There are a couple, and we'll get to it.
Okay.
Now, monk Peter Damian went on to write a fairly accurate but also slanderous account that compared his papacy in Rome to the biblical description of Gomorrah.
I mean, it seems like a reasonable comparison so far.
Accusing the young pope of daily sodomy, bestiality, and several accounts of murder.
Well, you said Gomorrah, and he wasn't committing Gomery, which was a reference to a failed sketch from.
Is that penis on penis?
It's penis in penis. It's penal sounding with another penis.
Okay, like
It's
an
where
oil check with another penis.
You fuck him in the dick. Yeah. That was our sketch from Spare Bedroom. It was like they found the site of Gomorrah because like
somebody has a giant just pee hole.
Yeah, it was an angel. They fucked an angel in the pee hole.
But an angel's an eyeball.
They took him in human form.
Okay.
Because
I remember when we recorded that, I just kind of lost the plot. I even edited it, and I'm like, I don't fully even know what's happening.
Made me giggle. But yeah.
That was you and
Jake.
A Jake sketch.
Yeah.
So Peter Damian actually becomes a saint himself. So you got to take his word. Pretty legit.
I mean,
decades later, Pope Victor III wrote about Benedict IX as his papacy being a life so vile and so foul that he shudders to think of it.
I mean, look, again, like going back to the like gay thing, like the thing with like the orgy stuff or whatever is just like, look, do you, but you need to acknowledge two things when you do you in that situation. One, it's gross. Gross doesn't mean bad.
But it is gross.
But it is gross, right? Like if someone wanted to go complete like a wing challenge or see how long they could sit in set the world record for sit in a festering pool of fucking like porta potty waste. Like I don't think that's bad if you want to set that record or whatever. Like it doesn't affect me.
No.
But it's gross. And then the second thing is just be honest.
And the amount of fluids that were just kind of flying around the Vatican.
Yeah.
Between all the animals, all the men.
Yeah. And by the way, it's not just if like any orgy is inherently gross.
100%.
Like the gay, straight, it doesn't matter. Like it's gross. It could be fun, but lots of gross stuff is fun, but it's fucking gross.
What's the number where you question it?
With how many people?
For an orgy.
I don't know, man. I've read, and I think
when is it a bridge too far? 7, 8, 20?
I think actually 7 to 8 is probably where
That's the
I would
borderline?
max out. Yeah, because I've seen videos, and then I think, wasn't it Tansy was in here one time? He was talking about an orgy he walked up in on or something. He was like going to a house to drop something off, and there's an orgy going upstairs, like 30 people, and he was like, I went upstairs and the smell. And these were all clean people,
Yeah.
right? Like these weren't hobos.
I guess the North Carolina beach community is a big swinger community.
Yeah. It's gross. It's gross.
Think of all the logistics of that, too. You got to probably cater food for at least downstairs, get a buffet going.
I mean, I certainly wouldn't want to eat before.
Yeah, because you want to kind of fuck on an empty stomach, then you kind of refuel.
Right. You want to
Maybe go back for round 2.
You don't want to go into an orgy feeling bloated.
No.
And if you certainly don't want to go into a gay orgy with a full stomach.
As someone that's been to a sex club, there was no food.
Nor should there have been.
There was no alcohol, technically, yet it was BYOB.
And by the way, I wouldn't even want to bring beer. I would be tequila and water only.
We brought hard alcohol, yes.
Yeah.
Then they only sold mixers there.
Yeah, that's what I would want. I would be like, here, water and lime juice, please, and and ice, and I will pour my tequila into it.
Red Bull vodkas for
Yeah.
days.
The
Although
last,
not ideal because I guess stimulants kind of fuck around with your dick.
yeah, Coke does.
Coke does.
Adderall does. Yeah, Adderall.
I don't know
makes
if there's a more pathetic penis than Adderall
Oh
dick.
boy, yeah, it is an acorn for sure. But Red Bull though also makes you puffy.
I guess that was good for you as a child, though, right? Like you had ADHD,
Yeah.
you had a prescription Adderall. You never had to worry about those mid-class boners.
No, I was still 15. You know,
You overcame it.
yeah,
It was
yeah,
still
yeah.
it was still one of the saddest boners possible.
Life
Happens.
finds a way. No, the erection is fine. What's pathetic is
The soft
the
dick.
soft dick,
Yeah.
and it's more difficult to get the erection. But if you achieve the erection, which a 15-year-old can achieve an erection anywhere, so that wasn't a. It was just a sad soft dick. Like if someone had like pantsed me in front of girls or whatever, I mean, you're never living that down.
No.
But
Did it happen to you?
no, thank
Gym
God.
class.
Well, I went to
Maybe you forgot underwear.
went to an all boys school, so.
Yeah, well, they'll still make fun of your tiny dick.
Oh, they would totally, yeah, but they didn't.
You get tabletopped.
Didn't see it. What was that?
Somebody behind you and they push you.
Oh, no. Got booked a lot. We would book each other all the time.
We were big on ball tapping.
Yeah, ball tapping too. And I had no wiener to protect me.
Mm-mm. Our balls are very calloused, though.
Oh boy.
Just like ironclad.
Yeah. I have no calluses on my soft hands, but my nutsack, it's a cheese grater.
Built for tough.
Yeah. Yeah.
By January 1045, a Roman mob finally had enough and chased the young pope out of the city and off the papal throne.
You're sick and tired. And by the way, the orgies aren't affecting them either, but at some point you just got to get tired of hearing about it.
He's also not doing a good job, so Rome is very dependent on the Vatican. Like, if the Vatican's kind of in shambles, so is Rome.
It is.
At
I mean,
this point.
they rule Rome.
Yeah.
The papal states at this point, it's not
He's the high priest of Rome.
It's not the little teensy Vatican, and then the rest of Rome and that part of Italy is run by a different state. The papal states back then were all of central Italy, so there is no Vatican City. Rome is Vatican City.
Mm-hmm.
The entire central of Italy is Vatican City at that point.
They replace him with John of Sabina, who would become Sylvester III.
It's a weird pope name.
It is. I know, they're sly.
Yeah, I guess. I don't want a Pope Sylvester in my lifetime.
Sylvester Stallone. That's it. That's the only Sylvester I really know.
That's just an odd Pope name.
You should name your third child that.
He probably
it's a Catholic name.
It is, yeah. I'll tell Courtney. Like, I got a new one
just
for
pitch
you.
it. Yeah.
Sylvester.
You can start calling your third kid Sly.
One of the names on our list is a papal name.
There's only so many.
I think there's a lot of papal names, but this one's I forget actually. I'll check if it's a papal name.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it is.
In exile, Benny excommunicates Sylvester, regroups, raises his own army, and marches on Rome 7 weeks later, and takes back the papacy.
Good for him.
Yeah. Weirdly enough, he lets Sly he lives. He's just like, you're good.
Yeah, it's fine.
I'm just taking my seat back. You need to just kind of go away.
Yeah.
Just fade off.
This is mine.
So I guess kind of a nice guy. It's a nice gesture.
Why didn't he just retire like Benedict and have his orgies just in the papal apartment?
Why didn't Benedict do that?
No. I mean, Benedict did retire, but I mean, why didn't what's his name?
Oh, the modern Benedict. Okay.
Yeah.
I was confused. I was
I'm sorry. Yes, he's also Benedict. Why didn't this Benedict do the modern Benedict? Be like, you know what? I'm tired of these poping. I just want to have sex with my orgy.
Well, he did,
fellows.
actually. So he takes back the throne. A couple weeks later, gets bored. He's like,
Man, it seems easily, but when you've had it all.
He's like, it was so easy to take the throne back. I thought this was going to be harder.
I mean, he's just be sitting there at some point and be like, I control most of the world. I fuck it whatever I want. Man, beast, woman if I choose. What else is there to do, huh? It's just me and God.
Also, he really wanted to marry his cousin, which was weird because it was a woman.
No, that's not weird.
I guess he wanted to continue his lineage, maybe.
And also probably like a power thing within the family, or who knows.
Yeah. So 6 weeks after reclaiming King Catholic, he sold the seat to his godfather, who would become Gregory VI, for a sum of 1,500 pounds of gold,
Okay.
which would equate to today $37 million.
It's low. Inflation. Bidenomics.
Biden's America.
Yeah. $37 million.
For the papacy.
Wow. But I mean, you got to think the GDP of any country back then is 39
Also
million.
a big no-no in Catholicism.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to sell spiritual things.
Well, no, you could still do that. They had plenary, what is it called?
Buying your way into heaven.
indulgences. Yeah.
That's technically illegal. Or immoral.
Technically.
After his female cousin turns him down, though, because, well, he was both gay and a priest.
Just, there's got to be like another level too, where it's like, look, first off, you're gay. Secondly, you took a vow of celibacy. And
Also, how many diseases do you have?
yeah, like thirdly, like it's not just the gay thing. It's that like you fucked every man and boy and I guess fucking dog in Italy.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to
like
say no.
it's just a no. It's just a no. You got the dirtiest dick in Europe by far.
Mm-hmm. Benny wanted to go back on the deal without having to give back the gold to his godfather. 3 men now claim that they belong on the Vatican throne. There was obviously Benny, his godfather Gregory, and Sly.
Still calling
Still
it?
bucking. Still like, you know what?
Fuck this.
I need to take it back.
Yeah.
None of them, though, had enough support or military strength to take the seat for themselves.
And my assumption, I could be wrong here, is that despite the fact that this dude was a clown, a lot of the other heads of Europe were like, it's working for us. Right? Like they couldn't get the King of France or the Holy Roman Emperor was backing him already, obviously. So
the old Holy Roman Emperor.
Because that's the thing is, and a lot of the Pope's power would come from this. All the Pope needed was 1 or 2 very powerful kings or emperors like France or Holy Roman Empire, maybe even England, whatever, to be on his side, and he's good because he can call on them to get his back. Obviously, the papacy has its own army too, but you need other dudes. Like, you need to make it seem like if you're gonna come at me, just know it's like 3-on-1.
This is just an army of Swiss Guard.
Yeah, all with the pike and
of course, you can unleash God from the basement of the Vatican.
yeah, but that's more like unleashing Godzilla. Like you don't know whose side he's gonna be on.
There's going to be a lot of just like friendly fire with God.
Yes.
Collateral damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just it wipes out the whole city.
Yeah. It's essentially
It's a nuke.
It is actually literally the end of Thor Ragnarok.
Yep. He's like, I can't beat you, but he can.
Yeah. That's God. It's actually based on our Thor Ragnarok is based on.
Our God.
Yeah, our
bit
God in the Vatican.
that we've been doing for 3 years.
Yeah.
Now, Romans, realizing this was an utter shit show and that the church and city could not properly run without an adult in the room running the show, go to the Holy Roman Emperor, King Henry III, to help cleanse their problem.
They're like, come on. It's just a nightmare here. Every time we ask him to, like, get some more bread, he has an orgy and forgets.
He's like, I need the bread for the participants. They need all the energy they can get. They're carb loaded.
Yeah. We don't have bread for you.
Not for you peasants.
And like,
unless you want to participate.
Yeah, unless if you want to come in and have sex, not you, lady. If you want to come in and have sex with me, you can have some bread. But you can't just sit there and have bread. You must fuck me.
They're just trying to cleanse each other with holy water.
Can you imagine how surreal it would have to be? Because you got to think, too, by the way, that he's totally verse, right? I don't know. I mean, sexuality is still a little different back then. Hasn't fully switched to how we know it now, but it's getting there.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to think someone that insatiable is giving and getting.
Yeah, no, he, for sure, with that amount of power, is not gonna just say no to getting fucked in the ass, but also fucking someone in the ass.
Yeah, he was probably the lucky Pierre
Mhm.
a million times. And it's just like, I want to know, because it's obviously not zero, how many people have put their wieners into the butts of popes?
Should we rename it the Lucky Benny?
Maybe.
Or just Big Time Benny? That's when you're in the middle. No, he for sure was just, nobody could tell him no. He could do whatever he wanted.
And he's pushing limits left and right. Like, he can have anything. That's what they say now, right? It's like, why would somebody, go to Epstein Island or whatever the fuck?
Yeah, why is everyone that's rich is like a pedophile?
Yeah, right. It's like
because they've done everything else.
Alexander wept, for there were no more
children to conquer.
Holes to conquer.
Oh, boy. Alexander had a whole relationship with a man. He named a city after a man, I believe.
Yeah, but
Like
that was
a holiday after a
that was
man.
normal.
Yeah, no. It wasn't gay.
It wasn't gay. He was topping. 'Twas not gay, and I believe he was topping. He was probably bottoming too. But like there was
in no world, in my view, can Alexander bottom.
Caesar bottomed. I'm pretty sure for some guy. His soldiers used to make fun of him for it.
Yeah.
But I forget who the guy was. It was another like big time Roman, I think.
It was Cleopatra, and she just had a strap on.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. If anyone had good dildo technology back then, it was the Egyptians.
Yeah. I mean, some of the oldest dildos in the world are Egyptian technology.
Well, dildos predate writing, because of course they do.
Yeah, of course they do.
Writing's like the last thing we got.
Dildos probably predate the pyramids.
They do by thousands of years. Thousands and thousands of years.
What if the pyramids were built on dildo technology?
So they do think...
Because they think they rolled
Yep.
the stones,
Yep.
right?
Yep, on like rods.
But they didn't have wheels, I believe.
They didn't. They had to roll them on rods, like on these long, cylindrical...
So it was just... They were rolling these giant blocks on dildos.
Yeah. Because anything can be used as a dildo, first off.
Yeah, as long as it's, phallic shaped.
Yep. And yeah, so
As long as it goes in.
yeah, anything's a dildo if you want it to be.
If you have the determination to
If you have
make
the
it a
willpower.
dildo, yeah.
Yeah. If you look at something and you think that can't be a dildo, that is a reflection of you, not of the object.
Exactly. Now, in 1046, Henry arrives to Rome. He declares Benny and Sly were to be exiled and recommended Gregory resign so he could install a proper pope of his choice. And
Fresh start.
we're gonna clean the slate.
Yeah, makes sense.
We're getting all these clowns out of here.
Yeah.
Clement II was picked to be the new pope at the Council of Sutri, which Benny did not attend or accept being deposed. He's like, no, I'm not giving this up.
Yeah, fuck this.
Who are you? I know you're the Holy Roman Emperor, but you don't tell me what to do.
Yeah, I got a whole army of guys that I fuck and will come after you, but then they just got distracted with banging.
So what happens? Clement II, of course, had a long, successful reign. And by that, I mean he died 8 months later after Benny poisoned him.
Oh, yeah. This dude doesn't fuck around.
It's
Who is this psycho?
That's such a girl move.
Who raised him?
Poison?
Yeah.
That's a gay boy move.
Who? That is. It's called like a woman's weapon, I think.
Yeah.
Right? Isn't it?
He was just an Italian aristocrat.
Just some psycho that came from a rich family,
Mm-hmm.
and they're like, this guy's the pope. Like no one. By the way, so he became pope when he was 20, right?
Yep.
No one saw the red flags. At 16, 17,
I think
18,
the average age for popes too before this was like in the 50s or 60s.
I'm sure it was, but like, and this is just like the ultimate like. You just get dads that have trust fund kids, and they just can't see it.
That's what he was.
Yeah, but that's the thing too is like the dumbest thing a rich father can do.
It's like my kid needs purpose. He needs something to do.
Yep. I'll tell you what'll straighten him out. Unlimited power.
Yeah. This will go well.
But even on like a lower scale, right? Like you'll just see they'll see their shitbag kid like doing coke at
Working at
college
his dad's company.
What?
Just getting a job at his dad's company.
But it'll be like what'll work is if I give him a management position, if I give him an important position at my company, and obviously the salary and power that goes with it, he'll learn. That responsibility will smack him in the face, and he'll do better. But that's not almost ever how it goes.
You're telling me somebody that's just handed the position typically doesn't work out,
Right.
doesn't earn it.
Like, but what is the dad even thinking? Like, oh well, he won't want to disappoint me this time. Just be like, dude, it's all he's doing is seeing how high he can go on the disappointment. The limit does not exist. He will disappoint you to the ends of the earth.
He's pushing boundaries to see how much he can disappoint you.
And he knows you're not going to let him starve to death.
No. Because, all else fails, just come back to daddy's arms.
Yeah. Papa. Sounds like a good life, to be honest.
Yeah. Can't let your bloodline fail.
No. That's the other thing that's funny, too. It's like, maybe a good woman.
Straighten them.
Yeah.
Straighten them out.
Maybe.
Well, hopefully they were
But
like, maybe his cousin could straighten him out.
Yeah. But the thing about that, too, with like other people is it's
like
just,
literally straighten him up.
I don't think so. I think he's well beyond that
Too
line.
far gone. He's a pioneer, though. First gay pope.
Good for him. It's never the ones you want.
Nope. Do you think the LGBTQ plus
not going to claim
community
him, I don't think. Yeah. Or like the only way they would claim him is if they were like, we're totally delusional about it. And we're like, well, it was the times and he was forced to act out and really.
I think they would claim him, though, because they're anti-Catholicism.
Walking a thin ice in my book, if that's the case. All right. But that's the same thing with the president, right? Like nobody wants to claim James Buchanan as the first gay president.
Because he was the worst president.
No.
Also, the only Pennsylvania president, I believe. Biden's from Scranton, but I think
he was born in Scranton.
But I think he claims Delaware.
You can double up on that.
Okay. But yeah, Buchanan before Biden was the first Pennsylvania president.
Because I think honestly that well, if not before, certainly now Florida can claim Trump. I don't know that Florida's had a president before.
I don't think so either.
Yeah. But a lot of it's not a ton of them, but like a fair amount will claim, like double claim. Like Eisenhower is claimed by both Texas and Kansas because Eisenhower, I think, was born in Kansas but raised in Texas. So he's really more Texas. But then other states, like Truman was Missouri through and through. He was a Missouri representative or whatever.
Listen, if a sport can be claimed by both the nation of Canada and Kansas, basketball, I think presidents can too.
Right.
Now, Benny seized power once more in October of 1047 after poisoning Clement II, until Henry sent in imperial troops and drove him out of the city once more in July of 1048.
Just like, get out.
Damasus II was elected.
Who?
Damasus II.
Okay.
Not Damascus, like
the
city, but Damasus.
Okay. That is the first time I ever heard that name.
Yeah. Well, there's a reason.
Okay.
He lasts 21 days.
Poison?
Malaria.
That'll do it.
So, again, God's kind of picking his side.
God's like, let him cook. Let this man cook.
And, of course, Benny seizes the power once more. Always look for an opportunity.
I mean, did they just take the sign at this point? Like everyone? They're just like, all right, well.
No, Henry doesn't give up.
Okay, fair enough.
Henry places his hope into Pope Leo IX,
Okay.
who put Benedict on trial on 1049 for selling the papacy to his godfather.
That's like getting Capone for tax evasion.
A little bit. Not the murder. He killed a pope.
Yeah. Not the murder, not the sodomy, which is, I don't care if you're having sex with dudes, but it's just illegal to them. Like, not any of that stuff.
No. Benny, of course, refused to appear for his hearing and was excommunicated and exiled to a monastery where he did not rally. He lived out his days.
Oh, boy. Well, he's got to hole up with a bunch of other dudes, I guess.
Yeah.
How old was he at this point? How old is he by the end of this?
49, he was born in 1012.
So 37?
That sounds right.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So prime of his life.
Well, he lives at the monastery and allegedly repented for all of his sins and died in 1056 of natural causes at the age of 43.
Okay. So I will say, depending on what the monastery he got sent to, some of those monasteries, that might have been
by natural causes. This dude died of some type of STD.
every STD.
Yeah. It just festered.
There was a great SNL sketch back in the day, like early Will Ferrell days, where it was like James Bond at the doctor. It was just like his STD test came back, essentially.
You think he would contract some stuff, though? He's with some high-class ladies. I mean, he's fucking a lot, but they're clean vaginas, I think.
Maybe. You never know. A girl in every port.
They're at least $3,000 escorts.
That's not enough. Well, maybe in the 60s. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, the church to this day still gives Benedict IX credit as the legitimate pope of his time.
Well, he was elected, right?
Mm-hmm.
Technically.
Well, his dad bought the seat.
Right.
And they label Sylvester and Gregory as anti-popes.
Okay. That's probably, I mean, look, they're just being accurate bookkeepers.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want them to say? I actually credit to them for not rewriting history.
Yeah, they're like, this is what happened.
This is what fucking happened.
Now, I did not check. Is Benedict IX a saint?
There just can't be any possible way.
No, he is not a saint.
Who was actually, we've talked about this before, but who was the first pope who wasn't a saint? Because the first, 30 were saints.
They had to be before this.
Yeah, it was.
But, yeah, not a good look when you can't even get sainthood as a pope.
So Pope Liberius was the first pope who wasn't considered a saint, and he was pope, or he lived from 310 to 366. So there were essentially at least 300 popes.
That were all saints?
That were all saints before they were like, nah.
Well, not 300 popes.
Yeah. The first pope was in fucking 20 AD. I'm sorry, 40 AD probably.
Wasn't Peter the first pope?
Yeah. So let's call it 30, 40 AD. Jesus died 33, 36 AD. So call it 40 AD. Popes don't reign their whole lives. They get elected. You said the average age was 50.
Mm-hmm.
300 years.
300 years. Average age. So the reign's probably 10 to 20 years.
Oh, wait, so 30 popes.
Yeah.
I'm an idiot. Yeah.
I was like, a pope a year?
Yeah, I'm dumb. Yeah, so it's the first 30, probably.
30.
30.
Give or take, yeah.
Yeah. And then finally they're like, nah.
Not this guy.
Yeah, we're good.
Honestly, that's an accomplishment in its own right. And, Benedict IX, not a saint, but a gay icon.
Kind of. I mean, it's a very gay religion.
Also, was ahead of his time with bestiality.
Was he?
Is that the next frontier?
No.
You have all these people arguing, which is just gross and awful. But people are arguing not that pedophilia is wrong, right? I forget what it's called. It's like a
MAP,
male
minor
attracted person. Yeah.
No, the one that I actually made a cartoon about this that I need to finish because I record all the audio and
but then I'm thinking the next thing is probably people arguing for animal fucking.
Nope, I can tell you what it's going to be. And I actually had a conversation about this with our friend who's been on the show, Veronica, who's a psychologist.
I've also had this conversation with Veronica. She thinks it's bestiality too.
No, she told me she thinks it's incest.
Because of all the porn and also all of the TV shows.
Well, that and just essentially, so I made a cartoon about this where it's this really, I need to finish it, but it's essentially it's a short cartoon about this really progressive couple who just found out they're pregnant and they're bragging about how, our kid's not going to have to worry about growing up in a repressive household or whatever. We're obviously okay if they're gay or trans and stuff like that, and they're out with this couple, they're lesbian couple friends, and one of them's a psychologist based on very real life, obviously. Mm-hmm. And psychologists they're like, oh, well, nothing's left to be repressive against, right? We figured everything out, the hubris of modern day. And the psychologist friend is like, well, actually, there could be one thing. And they're like, what? And then it just cuts back and forth between the future and the present and the future is their son and daughter who are teenagers are coming out to them that they're banging, and they're like,
That's
"What?
not really the future, though. That's the past.
What do you mean?"
I mean, there's so much incest in the past
I know,
that
but
it's kind of retro.
but here, yeah, true. But here's the thing about incest.
It's just coming in cycles.
Here's the thing about incest now, though, is that what are the two primary reasons to not do incest, aside from the fact that it's gross? But gross really is a social construct because Egyptian pharaohs married their sisters and stuff all the time. The two primary reasons to not fuck
I mean,
your
Jack
sister.
Mandeville just did an entire episode on World War I. They're all cousins and they all fuck each other.
Yeah, but the primary reason why it was bad for them, and the primary reason is having kids, you'll fuck the kid up. It's bad for the kid, right? But you have birth control.
Bad genetics.
You have birth control and abortion that takes care of that one thing. So you can bang any of your relatives, technically, without the one repercussion that makes incest bad. So if you just don't want to have a kid with them and you just want to bang, you can stop it. You couldn't stop it 100, 200,000 years ago.
But also everything that comes with the social view of you banging your sister.
Social construct, baby. Social construct.
They're still going to, I don't know if we're going to get past that.
I don't want to get past it.
I don't either.
That's what, and so Veronica, it was a funny thing Veronica said to me about it because she's very, very woke. She said she was just like, I guess that's what I'll be a bigot about.
That's where she draws the line.
Yeah. He was like, if that becomes a thing, I guess that's what I'll be a bigot about.
Well, she's a mother now. Even though she's a lesbian, I can see her future. She's going to get progressively more conservative.
She is in some ways about like family stuff already, certainly, because there's a large sect of liberalism that's like having kids is wrong or we don't like kids and blah blah blah. And obviously she's very maternal as well, so she thinks that's all bullshit. But that was just a funny thing.
Something's kind of fucking wrong with you if you don't if you just hate kids.
Yeah, you're like kind of fucked in the head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is wrong with you?
Yeah, it's weird.
Sure, I don't have kids, but yeah, I want to fight your child. Maybe it's a bit, maybe. But I like your other kid, Finn.
Yeah.
I mean, Rory's just a monster, but I'm just calling it like I see it.
I
didn't have it out for Rory until I saw what he was capable of, and just how big of a shitbag he is.
Early on, I mean, Rory was 4 months old, and Dan looked in his eyes.
I could see. I see the monster that's within.
Didn't like what he saw.
But Finn was born. I'm cool with Finn.
Yeah, I know. I sent a picture of Finn the other day in the group chat, and Dan was like, "Fuck yeah."
Yeah, you need to feed him more though. He's looking
gaunt,
frail.
Yeah, he's a soft boy. No, Finn's the one that gets hurt all the time.
Yeah, because Rory's getting all the food.
He's got brittle bones.
And that is the story of Benedict IX. Yeah, but you don't think bestiality is going to be a thing in the future either?
No, I think that's gross.
I hope not.
It's too gross. It's
too
gross.
I mean, there was whole relationships in the 60s and 70s we covered of researchers with dolphins.
Yeah. It's just too much. It's also just gross. It's gross.
Yeah.
It's animals. And obviously, I think banging your sister is gross, but at least it's a human being, I guess.
Yes.
Like a dog's pussy? Are you kidding?
Or a dog boner.
A dog's ass? Yeah, a dog's fucking erection? That's a lot.
Did you also have that urban legend of a girl?
Yep.
Skippy?
Yep.
Like they just put peanut butter on there?
Yeah. My urban legend was...
it was either Jif or Skippy, and that's what her nickname was because she put peanut butter on her cooch and had the dog lick it off.
Mm-hmm. My urban legend went a step further. Maybe that you had this too, but it was she came home. The house was really dark, and she was horny. She's like in high school or whatever, and she was horny, so she put peanut butter on her pussy, and the dog started licking it off, and then all the lights came on, and she didn't realize there was a surprise party for her.
Okay, that's a nice little additive dynamic.
Yeah. So just like all her friends and family saw the dog eating her out.
There was also a girl in my high school that I guess this was true though, got gangbanged, I believe, by a more urban community.
She get banged in instead of jumped in?
They put her in a dog cage and barked at her.
Okay.
Yeah. And then as she they would always, as she was walking in the halls of the high school, would get barked at.
Oof, that's rough.
That's a tough story to live up.
Yeah, it's not. You just want to get to move away.
Just live down.
Yeah.
You gotta just
You gotta go to college on the other side of the country and
Move.
never come back.
Yep. What'd you learn today?
Yeah. About the first gay pope, who, boy.
Well, technically, I bet there was more gay popes before
Yeah,
him,
true,
but
true.
openly gay pope.
Let me say this, actually. I don't know. It's probably not the first gay pope. Who knows?
Won't be
But-
the last.
Well, who knows about that either. But I will say this. The gayest pope.
Easily the gayest pope.
Like, boy. By a mile. But, I mean, nobody is catching that guy's record.
Mm-mm.
That is Joe DiMaggio's hit streak of gayness. Like that, it's never getting broken.
You know how
People
people
Cy Young's wins.
typically complain about like gay pride parades,
Mhm.
how they're inappropriate, because it's just a
What
bunch
I've heard,
of
some of them are getting pretty wild.
dudes are just like helicoptering their dicks out in the public.
Yeah,
That's essentially his papacy.
yeah. Which is funny because that's not even gay. That's just a penis. Like
What?
a penis isn't gay.
It's kind of gay. They're wearing
All
like
dicks are
leather
gay.
hats.
No, the rest of it's gay, but a dick's just a dick. That's a dick pride parade at that. If you're waving your dick at people, you're not taking pride in your gayness. You're taking pride in your fucking dick.
Yeah, but if a straight dude does that, it's assault, brother.
Oh yeah, yeah. I can't do that.
Gay guy,
Although at Mardi Gras, I saw some ween.
you're just celebrating your culture.
Fair enough. But yeah, I learned about the gayest pope in history. Again, that will not be topped. Unlike him.
Yeah.
But yeah. And who's today's Hitler? I don't know. I guess his family. His dad.
His dad,
His dad.
the
is
count,
yeah. Good Lord.
just buying the seat,
Yeah. His dad's
giving
today's
his
Hitler.
kids something.
I mean,
to
he's
do.
a piece of shit too. He did kill people.
He murdered
He's a piece of shit.
several
He's
people.
fucking animals, and let's be honest, probably molesting boys too. So, but I can't put that on just him as Pope. So,
My Hitler today, the sun. Solar eclipse stopped him from being assassinated.
well, that's just God. Is God your Hitler today?
He might be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Many occasions that God saves this man.
Time and again, he just wanted to see. It'd been 1,000 years. God was like, "All right, let's just see what happens."
Let's work this
I'm
out.
bored.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another Italian, blah blah blah, old guy.
Maybe his cousin for not wanting to marry him.
I don't think that would have solved anything.
He probably still goes back for the
Yeah,
seat.
I think mostly I think she made a good choice.
Okay. Well, that is our episode for the week. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to check out Patreon, patreon.com/softcore history, where you get 2 additional episodes every week. And at this point, a 3-year evergreen back catalog that's ad-free. No ads.
No motherfucking ads.
And original content you can find nowhere else.
Nowhere.
So make sure to check that out. $5 a month. It's nothing, man. And if you do sign up, though, try to sign up online and not through Apple. You can
Apple-
obviously listen through the Patreon app, but if you do sign up, try to do it online. So
If you pay through your iPhone, we will lose money.
it's not going to affect you, but we will lose a percentage
Yeah,
of the money.
yeah. We won't. We're not changing. We're not upping the price to offset it. So just sign up on your laptop or whatever. Sign up through your internet browser on your computer, or I guess on Safari on your fucking phone if you really want to. But
Mhm.
and I don't think Google Play does that, but I actually don't know.
I don't even know what Google Play is.
It's Android. Don't worry
Truly.
about it.
Okay. Make sure to leave a review, 5 stars, please, and thank you. That will help us manipulate the charts and will appear to be more popular than we are.
Yes, it's all a lie.
Everything in the podcast community, in the podcast world, is a lie.
Huge lie.
But we're here for you. And we're here to tell you the truth.
Goddamn right.
Softcorehistory.com for merch. I didn't redo the merch store, but we do have some cool stuff still.
It's coming. It's coming.
It's coming, but also we're gonna have to have some money in the bank because
Oh, yeah.
when they order, it comes out of our
We get charged before we get paid.
yeah. So
We gotta work
please
that
don't.
out.
I'm not going to tell you how much is in the bank, but please don't
Yeah,
overdraft our
Yeah,
account.
yeah, that'd be great.
We're working on the merch though. We'll get some good stuff. I'm saying Q1. We'll get the merch out.
Yeah, 100%.
And of course, Softcore History on Instagram, TikTok, I guess too.
Nah,
No,
YouTube.
we're done with TikTok.
I
Who
don't even know if
cares?
it's gonna be around.
It does nothing.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything.
Yeah, you're right. Follow him, Rob Fox 3, wherever you have social media.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think I'm only on Instagram at this point.
I'm on Twitter, not on Blue Sky. On
You're not a
Instagram,
Blue Ski guy?
not a Blue Ski. Yeah.
Okay.
Seems like a huge waste of time.
It is.
Yeah.
All of it. All social media is a fucking waste of time. But thank you for wasting your time with us.
Yes.
You should have probably done work. You're, getting into the office. You're way behind. You're trying to catch up from the holidays.
Fuck the boss.
But you know what? It's better to just kind of let us into your ears, into your brains, and just kind of coast for the next hour. Go ahead and listen to our back catalog as well. Kill the rest of the day with our show. And with that, I'm Dan Regester. He's Rob Fox. And you just got saucer.